When we talk about obese or overweight children or adolescents, we need, first of all, a proper measurement of the anthropometrics, weight and height being the basic ones. That's why it's very important for each separate individual kid to assess weight and height and see whether that kid carries more weight for their height or less weight for their height in some cases. We assess weight and height in curves. It's not just a measurement that we write down in a piece of paper. We need to properly plot them in graphs, assess them against their age at any specific age. And then also we calculate BMI, body mass index, for both children and adolescents. And we also use appropriate graphs or growth curves, as we call them, again, up until the age of 18 years old.
So, what does it mean in practical terms? What are the physical manifestations? I mean, beyond the actual sort of physical appearance of someone who I guess is overweight or obese, and the BMI, as you mentioned. What about things like abnormal kind of excessive fat and fat accumulation and the problems I guess that this can cause, because it's more than just the number of your BMI, right? It's an actual condition that presents several health risks when you're diagnosed as actually being obese.
Sure. I would say that when we think about obese children, we need to think of future. It's not. We need to think. We need to think we're talking about future obese adults. We very often say it's not going to resolve by itself. We need to take care and treat, or even prevent childhood obesity in most cases. So I would say childhood obesity is even more severe than obesity in adulthood, because it will definitely lead to future health problems in later adolescent or adult life. Unfortunately, these days we see health problem or consequences of obesity that we used to only see in adults about 20 years ago. So we talk about kids with insulin resistance. We talk about kids with respiratory problems, with sleep apneas, sometimes like problems with difficulty with breathing during their sleep during nighttime. Um, some of the initial signs that even the kids themselves realize is difficulty moving, or not being able to follow physical activities or PE classes at school. They feel like their knees or backs hurt. They get breathless more often. So really, obesity will affect not only growth and development and everyday routines, but also future health of our kids. Not to mention that obesity and body shape, body image situations will have an impact in their mental health or the relations with other kids their age, or friends as they grow up.